I need to check on my phone because I think I'm figuring this out. I guess I would have to. Is there any possible way that I could? Let's see, let's move it over there. So that I could watch my live stream as I'm live streaming. Oh, okay, I can. Am I speaking clearly? Alright, and it sounds like the audio is working too. I'm not used to when did I get 300 subscribers? I thought it was at I thought it was 298. That's so random, I think. I never like saw the the updates for him or the notifications for him. But yeah, okay, so like OBS is working now. I can go live on Twitch with oh my gosh, why did Streamlabs make their name so similar? That's very annoying. Okay, so now I'm streaming on both Twitch and YouTube, allegedly. Big allegedly. And I'm pretty sure I'm doing it in a way to where the notifications for Streamlabs doesn't pick up on OBS. Yeah, I think I think I got it. I think I got it. I also have the chat on YouTube on my phone and the chat on Twitch on my computer. So yeah, okay, we can just chill now. I think. Yeah, I think everything's good. And this is the part in life where things just work out. That's what I'm hoping. You only get 2 days after. You only get 2 days to chill, and then 2 years worth of stress. But those 2 days, man, those 2 days they're gonna be good. Eating ice cream, catching up to your favorite anime. That's what we're doing right now. Speaking of anime, Sorcery Fight. Sorcery Fight got its season 2 today, or I think earlier this morning, maybe last night. I'm not sure. And if you don't know what Sorcery Fight is, it's Jujutsu Kaisen. Very lovely anime. I would put like my little walking icon animation in the bottom right screen or the bottom right corner, but like I forget how to do that. I'm pretty sure it's just like a button press away, but I'm pretty sure I also can't do it on Streamlabs, so hope my viewers will be nice enough to tell me if there's any like technical issues or like the audio or visuals. I would just assume so. So probably subscribe to them just so I won't get hit with ads. What the? What kind of bootleg movie? I think if I ever get good at art, the this little break room animation where it's the back of my Pokemon sprite character sitting on a couch, I'll probably like, or if I don't like commission someone to do it, I'd probably like have it like a caricature of me, along with like very basic or generic. It's fed. Excuse me, but like very basic or like generic other characters like doing karaoke together, because I feel like that's also, I don't know, I feel like that's also vibey. He's like, there's nothing wrong with this. Like, I actually worked really hard on it, like getting that little screen capture on Animal Crossing, and then getting all the assets and put them in the right places, using Photoshop and etc. I like it. I'm very proud of it. I'd probably keep it for a good 4 more years if I don't have anything to say about it. But it would be nice if, like, I don't know, it was a bit more inclusive towards my audience. Just thinking out loud. A paladin really can't be evil unless they're an oathbreaker. Like, if we're talking traditional rules. Because, like, the alignment of a paladin, again, traditional rules, the alignment of a paladin is heavily based on their subclass, and most of them are just good, even Vengeance Paladin. Because, like, a Vengeance Paladin, you know, they seek vengeance, but it's not like, oh no, you killed my family, grr. Oh, that could be it, but no, not necessarily. But more like, oh hey, this bandit group burned down a whole village, pillaged the corpses, and etc. I gotta go hunt them down. That's what a Vengeance Paladin does. They are about it good guys. And like, it could be evil, but like the point of a Vengeance Paladin is to avenge innocent people who didn't deserve it. You can't be a Vengeance Paladin for like an evil dude. Like, oh my gosh, you killed the Lich King. How dare you? I'm like, what? Let me be sure to get my notes. I'll get my notes ready. I have very conflicting feelings about level 12. I like legit seriously thought it was going to be level 13 or 14. You know, granted, that's a very taskful thing to do for a company or a game studio to make that many, to add that many levels for like from Dungeons and Dragons specifically, and then add the many applications you can use it for, because Larian is very particular about their polish and the ways you can like combat certain situations. Like, there's a lot of things, there's a lot of things you can do with the spells currently in the game right now. And so like, it's not just like, oh, it's 6th and 7th level spells that you can use in combat. Like, no. It's more like, oh, you want to just randomly go to the ethereal plane? That's, yeah, sure, that's fine. I'll let you do that. Then it's just an extra year of development for no reason. I can't say no reason, but you know. But at the same time, I'm just looking at my build like, alright, Ryan, this is the best you could do, and you only get 2 ability score improvements. I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna have to be okay with that. Because like level 13 would have rounded so many classes out, or so many builds out. It's a little unfortunate, but it's also for the best. $15 left. That's crazy. That's really crazy to think about. Because I'm writing the script for like an appreciation video for Baldur's Gate 3, like how I felt for the game when it first came out in early access to now, and like there's this little line of dialogue that I wrote when I bought the game that says like that I'm 24 years old. I'm like, dang, that was 2 years ago. You know, part of me was like a little disappointed, like, dang, it took me 3 years to not put this out. And the other part was all like, yeah, dang, it's really been 3 years. It's not such a long time. And then 15 minutes from now, we're gonna see what we're gonna get a month from now. These are good things, I think. It's still weird getting used to this new setup out with this microphone instead of having my headset. Oh, but that's the price of quality. I wonder if anybody will, excuse me. I wonder if anybody will be interested in like the build I have theory crafted right now. Because I was really stressed out making that build. That level 12 build. I was like, dang, I think I got everything, but like now I don't have extra attack on my ranger. Do I need it though? Do I need extra attack? I guess that depends on the person. I think I'm satisfied with what I got, and hopefully that's gonna be a really good first playthrough. Longest 12 minutes of my life. It'd be like that. But I do wonder, does early release for people who pre-ordered the game, or I guess people who got the digital edition, does early release come out on August 1st or what is it? July 31st. Is it August 1st or July 31st? Because like it's 3 days earlier, but like is 3 days early the 1st or the 31st? Because 3 minus 3 equals 0. So that's what I would assume. Is that Matt Mercer in the live audience? Where is Matt? Also, I guess this is like, I guess it's just one of those questions that you can just figure out for yourself. But where does Matt record his audio for the game? I would assume he'd have like an audio booth at his house and just do it there instead of needing to fly all the way out to Larian. Or where are they located? Well, they fly all the way out to Larian Studios. I don't know. I'm not a voice actor. The homies are all in one place. Mm-hmm. No. Okay. I'm really proud of my. I think I was really in my bag when I made Asterian's build, or the build that I have like in mind for him. I feel like that's gonna get me. That's gonna get a lot of views. That build video for Asteria. Like I actually, you know, this is probably just hubris on my part, but like I've actually been like a little murderer. What's the word? Secretive, hush hush about it. Be like, no, this is my idea, mine. Guys, got any good builds for Rook? No, none. That armor must be really hot. I really like that one meme where it's Sven, where it's Sven and his armor looking kind of dejected, you know, sad looking. He's going like, I don't know. So what you gonna do until Baldur's Gate 3 comes out? I don't know. I really want to get into like, not necessarily cosplay, I guess more so dress up. Because there's a lot of I want to get into modeling more in general, but I feel like dressing up as a Fae creature or a Fae character, not even a Fae character, but just like dress up as Fae. I feel like that would be really fun. Have the elongated ears. I don't need the wings. I don't need the wing. Like a mini. Okay. Or like a mini. I don't know, like a roguish theme to it, something like that. Oh, it's already on here. That's good. But I have to do the extra work. Yeah, okay, we're still good. Yep. 14, level 14 Caparite, that's crazy. Look at all those nerds enjoying themselves. Oh, wish that were me. Not really. That's a lot of people. I'm good. Oh, it's Coho Carnage is Coho Carnage? Coho Carnage is streaming. Someone noticed. So like, who exactly is Coho Carnage? Like, I follow him on Twitch, but like, he's very popular. Like, how did he get so popular? Is it like a PewDiePie scenario? That's enough out of you, Lofi girl. Yeah, I gotta remember to turn this on. I think it's cutting a little bit. Definitely not on my part. Hamster, hamster, what they said. Or if you can like hear me fiddling with my microphone. Dang, my whole life gonna change in about 14 seconds. That's crazy to think about. But we finally here. Aw. That's that was a very handsome Githyanki guy with the beard. Oh my gosh. Love that art style. It's a very good portrait of Will. Good old Carla. It's Carla hasn't even been in the game really. There's so many fans of hers.
They fell out. It's ridiculous.
They fell out.
There's a picture. They just didn't make it. Shields.
I remember I was talking to somebody on Reddit who wanted to have the shield spell. Like, bro, I didn't see the shield spell. I'm kind of confused. I guess they noticed that everybody else noticed.
He's dead.
I'm proficient in medicine. I can tell.
Oh my god.
I think Kieran's dead.
Gentlemen,
I can't stand them right
I
now.
think there's a murder among us. Yes, hurry up, quick, quick, quick! Alright, that should be good. Oh, any signal? Nothing? Well, then... Yeah, anyway, I think we're safe. Okay.
It was probably Sven. Sven is the brutal DM. I learned that from the first panel from how I saw in him. Oh, they're fine.
You knew it! It was you! Me? Yes! It was him! How can it be me? I don't know, but we gotta go. It's Bala from Helltime. Now? Yeah! He's a producer. He can fix himself. Go! We gotta go. We gotta go. Nick, we gotta go.
He can fix himself.
It's fine. I'll be right over. I'll just indeed, like, you know, put this back in. Like this. And then cover it up with this. And I'll be all right.
So dumb. Alright. Calm down. I'm already hyped for the game. Don't do that.
Few mortals ever glimpse what you're about to see. But don't be alarmed. I'm here with you.
Damn. Like it?
Now, open your eyes.
Their romance scenes are Is that Houset? Oh my god. By the way, I'm pretty sure that everyone says that the last companion is going to be the White Dragonborn. I don't know who that is, but like there was also maybe the reveal art for it said so. But from what I've been hearing,
Hello, everybody.
Larian didn't say
Welcome
anything. They just
to
showed that
panel
picture, so it
from
could be the
hell
Goblin
number
too.
8, the last
I forget
panel from
exactly how
hell
that's supposed to
that we'll
go.
ever do for Baldur's Gate 3, because the game is about to be released in less than a month from now on August 3rd. We know we surprised you all with our early announcement of the earlier release date, something we've never done in our careers. But then again, the game was already actually delayed, and we just moved it a little bit earlier. Why did we move it earlier? Well, it is because we disconnected the release of our console versions from our PC version, and that allows us to release the PC version a little bit earlier. To get all the practicalities out of the way, what does that mean? That means that the game is coming to everybody on early access 4 weeks earlier instead of the 3 days that we said initially. You're going to get it on August 3rd. You will be able to play all of Baldur's Gate 3 and have an incredible adventure. It's going to come on 6th of September to PS5. And then other platforms, which we actually haven't officially announced, and therefore I will not announce officially right now, are going to be later when we are finished with the optimizations. We're working hard on them. We wanted to sim ship, didn't work out. Shit happens. It is what it is. This is the
No. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that.
development. But speaking of development, this has been a development of 6 years for our entire team. We have many of our team sitting in the audience today. They are incredibly proud and can be incredibly proud of what they have accomplished. And my job here today is to guide you through a journey of what Baldur's Gate 3 is. I can only show you a very small slice of this enormous game that has so much content, that has so much permutations, and that respects your identity so much, that tries to offer you so much consequence to the choices that you're going to be making. I'm going to be joined by a whole bunch of people here, but before I do that, we are going to talk a little bit about the Digital Deluxe Edition, because I forgot that one. The Digital Deluxe Edition is coming to everybody who bought the game in early access. So you're going to get all of that content.
That includes me.
You're not going to have to buy anything. You're going to get the Digital Bard Song Pack, the exclusive dice, Treasures from Rivellin, Adventurer's Pouch, and a bunch of bonus digital content, all for free, because you supported us so much during early access. And we cannot thank you enough. This game would not have been possible the way that it is now if it wouldn't have been 3 years in early access. And actually, I don't know if you've been counting, but last Sunday it was 1,000 days in early access, which is a very long time. It took us a long time to finish it. There was obviously a few accidents in the universe around us that didn't help in this, but we are now at the end of the journey, and we are very, very proud. So, we're going to be joined by a bunch of people. I'm going to kick off with a video which is going to talk about character creation, and then we will have a chat about the stuff that you saw. There's a lot of new things for you to discover. So let's get started with this character creation video.
Every choice that you make in character creation has an influence on the way the story will play later. Before you even start the game is ready
playing with the coin?
to you based upon the character that you have created.
First and foremost, we of course adding some new races, which is long-awaited half-orcs and dragonborns, with some of the unique customization options. And I'm really happy with.
They're so majestic. Oh my god!
Look and animate.
We will teach you everything you need to know to hit the ground running with a character that you feel happy to play.
It's not a superficial engine. You aren't just making aesthetic choices about your character. You're defining their identity. So if you choose your class, your race, your pronouns, any of these things that you choose in there, they will be not only honored through the game, but they will impact your experience.
I like that word,
Classes
honor.
are very central to the process of playing D&D. For us, it was super important to hit the class fantasy.
For release, Baldur's Gate's class system is stupidly deep now. We've got 12 classes, 46 subclasses.
On average, every class has 3 subclasses, but with cleric and a wizard, they have 7 subclasses and 8 subclasses, respectively. And also you can mix and match on, like for all of them, like multi-classing is a feature in our game.
Within
Tell me more
we
about
tried
that.
our best to like include as much content from Player's Handbook as possible. I think we've got something like over 600 spells and actions available to the player, so you're never going to be short for options. One thing we wanted to make sure was that every class and subclass has a toolkit. They feel like they're not being shortchanged on at all.
One of the brilliant things about this game is that when you make a choice about your class, it isn't purely a gameplay choice. It won't just affect combat, but it will actually affect the dialogues. For example, I know with the Warlock class, we've done a lot of work to develop how that will interact with dialogue choices. So you now have the option to call on your patron to get some insight, some advice in situations that might lend you an advantage.
Oh,
Probably
okay.
the best example of how your class can impact the storyline is that every druid character or characters with animal-speaking spells can talk to every animal in the game. There are dozens and dozens of animal-based conversations and quest lines that you just wouldn't be able to access if you weren't playing as that class.
I noticed that in early
You're a
access.
Barbarian, your whole skill set lends itself to being loud and just using force. What class you've picked will change how you experience the game throughout.
All right, so for surprise number one of the night, we have completely
a
revamped
monk.
character creator. We're going to chat a little bit with Elena, who's our lead character artist, with Adam, one of our lead writers, well, the lead writer actually, Crystal, associate lead writer, and Nick, who is our lead systems designer. So we'll start with you, Nick. No, we'll start with you, Elena. We are going to start making a custom character. We're going to have a look at all of the new options that are there, and at the same time, we're going to explore the new character creation screen. Let's start with the elf, I believe.
Yeah, so here you can see our beautiful racial lineup. And some of you already has spotted some new races, which we're gonna dive into. But maybe before that, we can also
When I get into game development, I can never do something like this. I would be like
let's show one new customization.
the one lead director to the Nier series, where he always just has that
so for elves,
spherical mask on with a big old smile on
kind
it.
of skin customization options.
That's what I would do.
So we added maturity.
I can't. That's too much anxiety for me.
Which can make you a bit older. We
Ooh.
have freckles and freckles intensity, so you can really be unique in your look. And we have
Vitiligo.
Vitiligo.
Oh, vitiligo.
All right, cool. All right, let's move on. Let's have a look at the next one.
All right.
Tieflings.
Tieflings, yeah. So
Tieflings,
some of
okay.
you might have guessed, but we've added horn customization. Well, you already could customize how your horns look, but now you can customize your horn color and even your horn tip color.
All right.
Shall we get
That's
this
nice.
purple?
It's very good that they switched from having you know, having the selections like you see only one option at a time. You go left and right, but now it's a 3D selection.
So for Drow character,
3D selection, 2D selection, whatever. You get to see what you're picking. And you can click on it without having to just go from left to right,
option, but as you can
one
see
by
now,
one.
you can actually see what you customize.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about.
There are some beautiful icons.
Excellent.
From.
All right, let's move forward.
Right, humans. So what we want to showcase for humans is actually more hair options. So now it's a really long list to scroll. And you can finally see what you're picking as well, because
the hair
there
in
was
the
so
game
many options.
is really, really special and amazing. But it's a lot of work, right, to get every single hair in there.
The work is like really intense. One hairstyle can take a lot of time because you basically hand place in each and every hair, like in the place, in the position. It's much harder than, you know, doing like a hairdo.
I can imagine. All right, let's move onwards.
All right. Yankee.
My favorites.
Yeah.
Really?
Actually, let's go.
Well, my
with
second
the,
favorites now.
Okay.
We changed that.
What? Must be Dragonborn.
With Githyanki, well, I wanted to show our hair coloring options as well. So this is something that we added in early access. So you can have 3 hair colors. You can have your natural hair color. You can have your highlight. And then you can have grain color. And we're adding more colors on release, actually. So it's gonna give you the opportunity to, you know, have a 3-colored hair.
All right. Okay, let's move forward.
All right, dwarves. Well, of course, I want to showcase some facial hair for the dwarves. There are a couple of extra options if you want to pick them. Some nice bushy beards.
The bushy beard.
Yeah. Some silly beards, of course.
I like that one. Let's go for that one.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
All right. Half elf. So with half elf, actually, I want to showcase the body type.
True.
Yeah. We haven't shown the body type. So now, not only you can be, well, just the regular body type, but also the strong body type.
Ooh.
Finally.
The way she said that.
All right.
Finally.
Onwards.
Right,
Dummy mommy.
for halflings, well,
It's halflings. You want to
Yeah.
throw them around. I mean, that's literally the thing with halflings, right?
I would
you know
imagine
what
so.
I prefer even overthrowing halflings? Your next one.
drone gnomes. Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly.
With gnomes, so they are really, really easy to throw away.
Oh my god.
Indeed. We can show you one extra thing that we've added to our body art tab, which is piercings, which are also available for all of the races.
I wish I had earrings.
Cool. All right.
I wish I had earrings. I wish I had my
Go
ears
ahead.
pierced.
What else do we have?
I wanted to say both of those
We
at the
have
same
orcs there?
time.
Half orcs, yes.
Oh, they're very
Grr.
cool.
Yeah. So with half orcs, I do recommend going with everything, you know, add a tattoo, add a piercing design, and obviously you can't have a half orc without a good scar, so let's go with that.
That's kind of true.
Very cool. Okay, let's move onwards to the race that everybody's been playing ever since we introduced it here in the studio.
Hey, are you guys ready?
Absolutely.
Drum roll.
Let's go. Definitely.
Show him.
Dragonborns. Here they are. So Dragonborns is actually our most technically challenging race because other
I bet.
races are humanoids, these guys are reptiles. Took insane amount of efforts to get them right, to make their scales perfect, to color them. Like it's been truly a journey making these guys.
Very long one.
That
They look fantastic.
those obsidian black
You
scales
can
are
customize a
just,
lot
oh
of
my
what you want,
god.
right?
That's
Yeah,
great.
there are a couple of attachments you can pick from, and all of the attachments work on all of the heads. And of course, there is a skin color, which, we added a bunch of very exciting options.
so many
for you guys.
options.
There are metallic skin colors, like kind of duochrome skin colors. But what's we added on top of
Duochrome
that
skin
is
colors.
for a white dragon.
That's just such a funny thing to
added
hear.
pearlescence effect.
I can't even pronounce it, but I love it. Yeah, I think it's really, really cool. Yeah.
Adds like this special sheen to you.
All right.
Makes you
Make it sound like cars.
Hey, can you switch
Hey, bro, you Dragonborn got rims on them? Nah.
See. Okay, cool. Can you zoom in? All right. They're so cool. I mean, I've been playing with Dragonborn.
Why do I
for
feel
time.
strange?
I was a shadow monk Dragonborn today. It was really, really cool. All right.
Something we forgot to mention, there is a heterochromia now, so your eyes could be a different color.
Another word I can't pronounce.
I mean,
All right. And well, for one subclass, we also added like a special kind of like touch for Dragonborns, because you might
oh, you do your
wanna,
backgrounds
you might
last.
have
That's
a question
interesting.
like how the draconic bloodline sorcerer would look if you're a dragonborn, because normally you would get draconic scales, but you're covered in scales. So what did we do? So for that,
Sorcerer.
okay, so we added a special pattern that also changes color depending on your ancestry.
Yeah.
So you can truly be like a duochrome dragonborn, and then you can throw
That's
in a
really
draconic
nice.
bloodline pattern and like be, the prettiest member of your party.
It's absolutely amazing what character our team has done on this.
So
They look
triple chrome
fantastic.
Dragonborns?
Merits a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. It's really, really good. Thank you.
That's crazy.
All right, so our team outdid itself. Can't be trumped anymore unless Systems team has something up their sleeves. Jumping to Nick. Nick,
thanks.
maybe let's start with it. Why did we change character creation from
Indeed.
what was in early access?
If you played early access and you're watching the stream now, you will recognize that the whole layout has changed. So one of the things we really wanted to do is to make sure that anybody who didn't play D&D before, didn't play Larian games before, they still had a good time, they still had a comfortable time. There is a lot of new information, and we tried to present it in steps, in bite-sized pieces that you can go through step by step,
I
creating
just
your
noticed that
character in a very clear
they're very
manner.
particular not going to Origin.
Yep. Okay. Well, take us through.
Which makes sense, but still.
Well, something I wanted to talk about are the classes. You mentioned that Systems has a few things. Yeah, 46 things is the number of subclasses that we're shipping at release. And we try to make sure that for every class, no matter which class is your favorite class, at release there's going to be a new subclass for you to play, some new play style that you can enjoy. For example, if you
them
really
adding
like
Runestalker
Paladins,
really messed me up.
one of your new
Really messed me
oath
up.
for them is the Oath of Vengeance. So you don't have to be just the knight in shining armor anymore. You can be out for revenge.
All right. Well, maybe give us a small tour of the subclasses. Like if for each class, just mention which subclasses are and just cycle through them. Because Team Animation has also done something very special when it comes to the character creation. So if you take a Bard, for instance.
Yes, the classes now introduce themselves.
Another
We're
another
trying to
word I
really
like.
get you into the fantasy of
Or
the
how they
class
phrased
and
it.
communicate what the class is, even without the text on the screen. Just by looking at it, you understand what the druid is going to be about in nature, right?
All right. So which subclasses are you most excited about?
Let me see Ranger.
I'm most excited about the subclass that is not in character creation. It's going to come a little bit later, but it's a Gloomstalker
Nani
Ranger.
Sorane.
It's a
Oh, okay.
sneaky, shooty type that I'm really enjoying playing, actually.
All right. So it's coming later because that's per the Dungeons and Dragons rules, so
Yes,
you don't
indeed.
get to pick everything at the beginning of the game.
Yes, yes. So some classes get their subclass at level 2 or level 3.
Yeah, okay, but they're all present. So 48 classes is really a lot to choose from. So if I'm playing the game and I make a mistake here,
yes.
Like what's going to happen? Like, do I need to restart the game or what?
So we wanted to avoid players having to restart the whole game because it's a very heavily narrative experience. And there's a character that you might meet, you will most likely meet, that will allow you to reset your class.
Okay.
And just reinvest all of the levels. This also allows you to really experiment with multiclassing, which is a new feature that we're also shipping at release. In multiclassing, there are a lot of really cool combinations. There are some combinations that don't quite work, and we want the players to really experiment with what is possible. And respec really helps with that.
Yeah, I've been fooling around with it.
Okay,
I've
so it
been
sounds
very
like
bad at multiclass,
it's
I have to
just
say.
the class,
There's crazy combinations for
not the
precision.
origin
Yeah, a lot
or
of fun with
the
it. All right, so that is
ability
the
scores you start
classes.
with.
So once we've
So that's
figured
good to
out
know.
what class we have, we jump then to backgrounds. Backgrounds that shape together with class and racial choices what dialogue options you're going to have. And you, Crystal, your team has been very active on introducing those.
They have. They've been very diligent on it. You spent your first 6 hours of the game making this beautiful, complex character. You pick
He
your
has a
class,
very
you pick
pretty
your race,
voice.
pick everything down to the eyelashes, whatever you want, and then you put them in the game, and you want the world to react to your identity that you've put out there. You've expressed yourself. The game has to recognize that. So what we noticed was you could be an alien Githyanki sorcerer, a drow warlock, a dragonborn bard, and you're just wandering into the elf song, and you sit down, and no one has anything to say about that. That doesn't make any sense.
I agree.
So we went all the way through Act 1 to Act 3, and we made sure that we built in the reactivity to all the dialogues and in the moments where it would matter.
That's
it's
lovely.
not only reactivity, it's actually also full permutations of situations.
I want to talk about this, but like
So
I don't want to
somebody
cut them
told
off
me
either.
that, when we calculate the word count and the line count that went into Act 1 into early access, and we compare it to today, your team has added over 1/3, 33% more lines in there. Is that correct?
I'm afraid that it is.
Is this because you've been talking to the finance team about the budget for all the voice recording and the cinematics and the motion? That this
No
has
comment.
Okay, well, good.
Stressful.
It is,
I
it
get
is
you.
Actually, I have to say, I played through. I've been playing a lot, but I mean, I've played through as a gift druid, and it was a completely different experience as if I was playing with my drow. So I was really impressed actually by how much has been added and how much deeper it feels now as a result as an experience. All right, so we've got one person left on the stage. We have something new, which is the origin characters. Nick, can you jump to the beginning of the tab, which we didn't talk about yet?
The
Adam,
first
why
tab.
don't you
So
explain.
yeah, so you can create your custom character. You can also meet a lot of people on your adventure that you can recruit. So if you've played early access, I know you've met Asteria, you met Shadowheart, you now met Karlach. You can also
It's
play with
Karlach.
these people. So when
It's been really difficult. Oh, nice portraits. The Dark Urge.
find out what they are when he tries to bite you, and then you think,
Anyway.
oh my god, how did I not see it?
I thought it was either Karlash or
If you
I don't
play
know,
as
Karlak.
Astarion, you are the vampire. So you know from the very beginning of the game that you're a vampire. So you can bite people.
So if I'm Shadowheart,
if you're Shadowheart,
Astarion definitely has the best
big secret
stat spread from compared to the other companions.
And
I guess I haven't seen Karlak's yet.
Because I mean, I've played all the way to Act 2 and she didn't tell me.
She didn't tell you her big
She
secret.
didn't
Yeah,
trust
it's
me.
because she doesn't like you. But
I think she likes me.
I wonder why.
Okay, we'll talk about that later.
I may have done things that would have caused her not to trust me, but anyway, let's not talk about
So
that.
if you were Shadowheart,
yes,
then you may not trust the people around you either. So you may not tell them your big secret.
I get that option?
You have the option. You can tell them. You can decide, I think it's time to tell them. And depending on how much they like you, they may react well, they may react badly.
So, okay, well, take that one step further. There's a particularly nasty vampire spawn that is present in my party.
That's Astarion, spoilers, but yeah.
Spoiler alert from now on. There's going to be a few spoilers. I'll try to tell you whenever there's going to be a spoiler, right? So, but in general, just cut
Just
the
assume
stream,
it is.
because there will be spoilers, all right? So, just saying.
So
don't tell you weren't warned. All right.
So you're Shadowheart.
No.
Oh.
No, you're
You
Shadowheart.
look like Shadowheart.
You are Shadowheart. You're Shadowheart.
I'm Shadowheart, yeah.
I'm Astarion.
Okay.
And so, well, hold on, wait, first. First, reverse roles. I was Shadowheart. You're not Astarion. Astarion is there. He's there, right? Astarion, in my playthrough, when he was recruited as a companion, tried to bite me.
Did he?
All right.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
That was-
and I let him.
that was a
Very
scene.
fun. And I died. Anyway.
You can
So,
die?
Switch around now.
Yeah.
I'm Astarion.
Yeah.
You're Shadowheart.
Are you hungry?
Fuck yeah. I've been sitting in the suit this entire day. What do you expect?
But yes, you can. The things that Astarion does as a companion, you can do as Astarion.
So I can bite you.
You can not now. But the other thing is that Astarion knows things about his past that you have to get out of him if he's a companion. He may open up to you. He may tell you these things. If you're him, you know them already, obviously.
That gives you a completely different perspective.
It's a
I'm
completely
sorry.
different perspective. You go through the world and you see
Yeah,
different
it's
things.
that,
You have different lines of dialogue. People react to you differently.
That
but
Dwayne
also,
The Rock Johnson
when you go
eyebrow.
to sleep at night, you might remember things, or you might have haunting dreams.
You're really
or
throwing me
nightmares
off.
about your
I
past.
can't
know
not
I
look
said
at
that.
it.
I did say that for a reason.
We got a video.
Roll video.
The forest, dark, cold, foreboding.
Hello?
They changed the pants.
Anyone there? First, thou shalt not drink the blood of thinking creatures. Second, thou shalt obey me in all things. Where are you? Show yourself! Third, thou shalt not leave my side unless directed.
Your heart pounds, but you're ready. He's going to regret coming for you.
Fourth, thou shalt know that thou art mine. 3, lie to yourself, boy, but not to me.
So they just like show his bite mark, like just out in the open.
All right, so
Straight
I
up?
think that is really amazing. It's something I'm super proud of the writing team for having managed to pull this off, because you tell stories in first person, you tell stories in third person, right? When you replay the game, you can have a completely different experience. We could have a multiplayer session where I'm Shadowheart, you're Astarion, you're gonna be, who would you be?
Lizzo. Obviously Dark Urge.
We haven't announced them yet.
Spoilers, everybody.
Way to go, Crystal. Way to go.
No, look, it's Wolfheart.
So, speaking of.
It was on the screen.
Speaking of Dark Urge, I guess we're going to show something on Dark Urge, right?
Yeah.
Because you just spoiled it. All right, let's cut to a video of Dark Urge, and then you can speak all you want about Dark Urge. Well, with limits. All right, let's go
With
for that.
limits.
The Dark Urge Urge is a fully customizable Origin avatar character. You can play as whatever species, class, build, appearance, gender that you would like to.
But, like, he's a
and
force of
still
nature?
have the character's origin story working on top of that. It's an avatar-only character, so it means it's just a character that you can play as, and you don't know what this character is. This character is someone who's waking up and the only feelings that they have are the bile of their liver, the gushing of their blood in their ruined body telling them you're going to kill and kill again. The Dark Urge, in a lot of ways, is a dark counterpoint to the main storyline. Play with the concept of why are we always so compelled to do terrible things in video games in the first place?
For my first full playthrough at launch, I think I would probably play the Dark Urge. I'm a little bit scared to see what I would learn about myself, but I think that's part of the fun of it.
Yeah, the reason I thought he was a force of nature, and I guess he technically is because
All right.
because his origin
Dark
is
Urge.
completely customizable. That means he has no origin.
So the Dark Urge.
Oh, hold on.
We're gonna
do this.
Let's make
So it's more like he's
Right.
what's
We
the
got
word?
Nick on the screen. Chat,
A
we're gonna
consequence of
start involving
something
you. We're gonna create a
rather than
character.
being
We're
something in of
create
itself.
Your own Dark Urge. So we're gonna start up a vote, I guess. Community team, we got a vote. They're gonna pick race and class.
Race and class.
Race and class. Nick is gonna add in a little bit of touches. Alina's gonna make sure that they look good. And then we're gonna see what's gonna happen to the Dark Urge. We're gonna go slice of gameplay. In the meantime, we're
The
gonna
Dark,
talk about
but that means the
Karlach
Dark
and then about
Urge is
Dark
at
Urge.
least
We haven't talked about
well,
that.
it's more than 15 years old.
We did. Oh well, let him.
There's
first
like
pick Dark Urge. Okay.
he was
so let's talk about
revealed
Karlach.
in
No, you're gonna talk about Karlach.
the blood minigame that Larian made on the internet,
So Karlach is
or I guess
brilliant. I love
storyline,
Karlach. She's,
and that took place
born and
15 years
raised
ago in
Baldur's
Baldur's Gate.
And she got sold into slavery in the Health, and she manages to break free. And then she's
Good old
she's really
Karlach.
angry about all that, and she wants to live, and she has an infernal engine for a heart, and it's getting hotter ever since she's left the Health. So that might be a problem. And yeah, she wants to live the life that was taken from us.
We're gonna call you Spoiler Crystal here. That was okay as in terms of spoilers.
And I think Karlach is like an actual tiefling too.
She's rapidly grown one of the favorite companions of our playtesters. I mean, is she a good character?
I think she's brilliant. Yeah, she's good. She's fundamentally, she wants to be in the world to make a good impact on it.
All right, okay. So she's a barbarian.
Yeah.
Right. So she rages a lot. She actually has a special rage, her own very special rage that she actually. What is it? Infernal rage, Nick? Tell us about that.
She goes all up in flames, actually.
She goes all up in flames.
She has a special effects for this.
Yeah. Right.
Is
So
it
does that
like
mean that if I have my wizard that's casting grease and I put Karlach
I forgot what subclass that barbarian was called.
Okay, so Karlach curses a lot. Is it really a lot? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And she. All right. Well, maybe we'll see some gameplay with Karlach later on. Switching to Dark Urge. So Karlach is an origin character, right? You can play as Karlach. You can recruit her as a companion. So in addition to, because who are our other good characters? We got Halsin, who's now also recruitable as a companion.
Good old
You can't
Halsin.
play him, but you can recruit him.
They,
we got Minsk.
what's with these developers being so horny on name? Like, I really don't get it. Like, I'm not mad at it, you know? I'm not mad at it, but like, I think it all started with Capcom and Lady Dimitrescu, and then once they realized the money they can get from that, Capcom also did Jury, and then here's Larian talking about the house and scene. Like, what's going on here?
Some people have done other things over in Act 1.
You're the writer of Mintara, right?
Well,
That's their character.
it's a team, you know, like, but I like her. But there's a few things you can do in Minthara in Act 1. Most people choose the killing option. If you don't choose that, then you have to kill a whole lot of other people because she's not a very nice person.
No.
If you do that, then we decided that you deserve a reward. And in Act 2, you will be able to find Minthara and recruit her into the party.
And that's actually going to put you on a different permutation than the permutation you may have been on.
Very different.
Yeah,
very
indeed,
different.
Yeah. I love that moment. I think it's really, really cool. I really like the question that she asks also.
Yeah. We won't say that now.
We will not talk about the question. All right, so Mintara, Halsin, Karlach, Jaheira, Minsk. These are all characters that were not in early access. Dark Urge, obviously. So these are all characters that players haven't had the chance to experience yet. And then we have the avatar point of view from all of the other companion characters, going from Lysel, Shadowheart, Will. We didn't talk about Will.
No.
Tell me about Will.
We've redone Will.
Really?
Pretty much every line of dialogue's been rewritten. We changed his story a lot. We realized with Will that he had this incredibly compelling story. We weren't telling it as well as we could have done. So we did it again, because that's what we do. He goes in different directions much earlier in the game. Traditionally, with RPGs, people will tell you, oh, this character can go down 2 different paths. They do it as late as possible, because then there's less permutation. We did it at the beginning.
Oh my God.
Will had a terrible introduction.
He's got a really complicated
Because like the
story
dude,
in terms of
in his first combat scenario, he blows a horn, and you know, busts a party. Like that's cool. Then he jumps down to fight the goblins, and then he uses his rapier to miss. Like what?
And he has a
Why did you use Eldritch Blast?
We can say what his relationship
Well,
is.
he wants to kill Karlach at the beginning of the game. So we made 2 origin characters who, one is trying to kill the other one.
Yeah.
So if you follow Will's original origin quest, you cut Karlach's head off.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
very sad.
It's a great scene also, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
That scene made me uncomfortable.
like developers.
But you can also not do that with Will in the party, and then he goes down a very, very different route. He has his reasons for what he's doing. Karlach has their reasons for wanting to survive. They can become very good friends.
I can imagine.
Yeah. It's true, yeah.
So that means no. Will's. I thought Will's patron's name was Mizora. Wiz. Mizora. I keep making fun of him for that. The way he says it.
You feel like a custom character because you
But Carla, not her patron, but like technically her goddess, so to speak, is Zariel.
Don't skip through things as Dark Urge. And then you have an entire storyline.
So I guess it sounded like Mizora is probably some type of demon. No, excuse me, a devil that is lower ranked than Zariel. I think Zariel's like what's it called? Anyway, lower ranked than Zariel, but works under her and needs to find Karlach to either, you know, move up in the hierarchy or I don't know, be free or something.
But they can also resist it, right?
They can resist it. So we all sometimes have dark thoughts. We all sometimes have impulses that we think, oh God, I shouldn't, and maybe I should. And you know, as a Dark
Walking
Urge,
across the bridge, throw your phone.
but sometimes it's going to be very difficult to resist. Sometimes you're going to say, this is really good fun. I'm going to lean into this. So I saw chat saying the murder hobo. It's not quite that simple, but it can be. You can play a murder hobo as anybody. Astarion can be a murder hobo. Shadowheart can. The Dark Urge is compelled. There are things inside the Dark Urge that are telling them do bad things. It goes to places that I think we did a great job. I mean, it runs through the entire story.
That doesn't necessarily interest me, but interesting enough to like watch someone else do it.
And importantly, it can be a villainous character like anybody else in the game. Any of these people can be villains. They can become heroes. The Dark Urge kind of
It gives you a reason to be a villain, though.
With quite an interesting twist behind him. All right, Nick, are you kidding me?
The chat has spoken.
It's a white dragonborn and it's a monk.
And it's a monk.
And
it's all the new stuff.
Yeah, all the new stuff.
Makes a lot of sense.
Chat,
I brought a big surprise.
We love you.
Thank you, chat.
All right. Okay, right. You're going to show us a small
Looks like level
slice
1.
of Dark Urge because we don't want to spoil it for players, right? So really small.
What is that? That's
so it is a spoiler.
a +2 modifier. Constitution.
I think it's not that much of a spoiler. All right, go ahead.
Indeed. So I'm exploring the crash site. You've probably seen it in early access. And as Dark Urge, I've already recruited Shadowheart, and I've come across some goblin corpses. So of course I'm going to loot them. So let's loot them. Some stuff. I take it.
You drink in the pungent corpse. Since you awoke on the ship, your mind has been cold and empty, but something stirs. With your hands close to this body, you know nothing of why, but find a half smile flittering across your face.
Let the green
Dang, why do you have to be a
fall across your
dragonborn
face
for that?
or push them smile away. Are we fighting it, Sven?
We are not fighting.
Never.
Look, I'm a lizard, right? So I can't even stop smiling. It's just.
This feels like home. There's something unknown and unspeakable deep within your heart.
Look at those facial animations. Dang.
All right, spooky.
Having some Dark Urges here.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. And here's another little thing that is a bit different from early access. This little portal. Why don't we click on it?
You approach the sigil on the stone.
You have to click on it now.
Glitters and swirls from it erratically, as if malfunctioning. It looks slightly dangerous.
Oh, dangerous. Yeah, I'm definitely touching it. Well.
A hand? Anyone?
Reminds me of that one hand in Zelda.
So that's different already from what we had in early access, right? This is the recruitment scene of Gale. He used to jump out.
Fantasize about hacking off the hand.
Indeed.
Alright,
And we have a few things we could do.
Ignore the urge to maim. Grab the hand and
thing
pull.
for Dark Urge is to fantasize about hacking off the hand.
You're only thinking about it.
Hold
right,
on, give me
Nick?
2 seconds. I'm just checking what chat is doing. I can see
Chat,
what you're doing,
I
chat.
see a lot of
I've never
ones,
seen
chat.
so many
Chat, what the
ones in
heck?
my life.
I am not disappointed in chat.
It's like binary
No,
code.
it's all ones. All right, okay. So,
Someone will slap it. But
all right.
right, so what bad can just thinking about it do, right?
This branch of flesh is begging to be pruned, and its sap sucked from.
My mistress' eyelids, stop! Cease, you loon!
Gale, no.
As the dreams cross the threshold of your imagination, you snap back to realize they have all come true.
You were supposed to lend a hand, not take one.
She glides through you. You were dazed on the Nautilord, but now you are truly awake. Alive.
So, this can be a very lonely journey.
I like his hands-on approach, but
Let's give Nick a hand.
I gotta hand it to you. That was pretty funny.
All right, so this is a game where you can just kill your companions like that, and then you can just continue journey ahead. And so
there's more companions.
There's more companions.
That's crazy.
What if all the companions die, Nick? What do I do then?
You can hire hirelings.
Aha.
If you run out, there's 12 more hirelings for your Dark Urges.
You can really fill that camp with corpses.
So that
That's
means you get one
crazy.
for every
Why did they
class,
say that?
subclass, and then
Yes,
you can.
hirelings are just custom characters of each of the classes. In case you want to fill out your party, or you want a party of all barbarians, let's say, you can go for that.
All right, excellent. And then you can respec them also, I guess. as
Indeed,
go.
you can respect them as well.
All right, excellent. I think you want to show us one last thing of Dark Urge, and then we'll just move
Can you
on.
just check your inventory, Nick?
Check my inventory.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Yes.
There you go.
Ooh. Yeah,
Trophy.
of course.
So what is this? To better go to sleep at night?
Well, to put under your cheek, I guess.
A memento of Gale.
I think I need to lay down, okay?
All right. Before you go to sleep, I would like you to show a little bit
Is
of
this shirt just randomly off?
Yes, so you will see that when you go to camp now, you're wearing something more comfortable than your metal armor. As you can see on Sven, it's
That's nice.
not incredibly comfortable
It's
to
new
sleep
armor.
on. It is a new armor.
Look at me.
All right.
Not disadvantage on stealth checks.
Very loud.
It's a summer armor.
Very new, very loud.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
All right, anyway. Sorry.
Anyway, nobody can sleep in that. So you can sleep on something more comfortable, like these pants.
I'm
Dragonborn
legit trying to get like my body like that. Just straight up chisel.
These items are just clothing.
Legitimately
You can,
just
equip. You can find more
sculpted.
in the world. You can apply
I'm
dyes
a
to
good
them as well.
65% there, if I'm being
Customize how you look
honest.
in camp. And if you really want to, you can also keep wearing it outside of camp as well, with this little switch right here.
All right, cool. So everybody has camp clothes you can buy. You can go and shop.
Yes, you can go
Camp
shop
clothes.
and buy them. All of the origins have a unique pair as well, which was a lot of work for the character team, I'm sure.
Yes, it was. Do you have my the thing I asked you, or do you not have it? My little
So many
cloak.
things.
My cloak.
Oh no, I don't have
It's okay. It's all right. Never mind.
We'll show
All right. I like that cloak. Anyway.
Yeah, cloaks are a thing, by the way. Cloaks were not there in early access.
Oh, yes, true.
We're gonna have cloaks.
But we don't
Lots
have
of
one right now.
We'll show it.
All right. And,
Find a place.
And you can recolor all of it, but with dye.
You can apply colors to clips.
All right. Okay. Cool. All right. If we
That's
get
cool.
there, we'll see how this stream goes.
Not capes,
Make
but
sure that we
cloaks.
remember to put on some face paint also, because I really enjoy face painting. It's really.
We'll see.
Anyway. Okay. So that's cloves. Let's go sleep.
Let's go sleep.
Yeah.
Just do a partial rest.
As you writhe with sickly dreams, a deep dread floods you. Though you have a tadpole, you know your broken mind is not like the others who bear the worm. A few scraps of the past come back to you now and then, and you can never quite tell where the knowledge comes from. Inexplicable, violent yearnings overwhelm all other thoughts. Who could you possibly be to be their vessel?
All right.
Think upon your heritage. Is there truth hidden there?
The ancestral knowledge of your dragon clan is diluted amid the liquid hate in your blood. It must have been a very long time among your kind. When you try to think of a home, your mind twists itself back to indulge in the delights of the day. You recall waking up, hearing the pounding war drum of blood. How much you treasured the sight of the first corpse you took, the waggling stump you left of that wizard's arm.
Do we swear to resist? Or do we lean in?
No.
Lean in.
Lean deeper.
We'll let the players will resist anyway.
We're going imagining a broken, twisted neck, and a thrill thinking of a intestine.
I'm texting someone. Hold on. I'm like half paying attention to the panel.
Blood, 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 blood.
Oh my god, calm down.
I think there's a message there. All right. Dark Urge. Let's give Nick a hand. Thank you very much, Nick.
Give him a hand. That's so inconsiderate.
Dark Urge. Dark side of Baldur's Gate 3. There's many dark sides on it. Not for the meek of heart, just warning you. It goes very brutal. It can go very, very, very brutal when you play Dark Urge, but it's just the game living up to the choice and consequences of your choices. You can always resist, so whenever you go somewhere, it was your choice to go there. Let's jump to a lighter topic. We get a lot of questions about romance, relationships. How can you, what relationships can you evolve with your party members? The answer to that is quite a lot. We have a very broad spectrum of relationships, and we're going to talk a little bit about that right now. We got a video lined up for you, and then we'll have a little chat.
How do romances work in real life? You don't just do someone's quest and say some nice things and then get a sex scene. When we've been developing romance scenes in Baldur's Gate 3, we've been trying to show
That's not how it works.
people genuinely struggling through a hard time and supporting one another. And you're not going to be the same person as you are in Act 1 as you are in Act 3. Neither is your partner. Your relationship is going to have to grow along with the game's story.
The relationships that you can have with party members in this game, it's a little bit like the relationships you have in your actual life. If you are going to be an asshole to them, then you can expect them to react to that kind of assholery that you've inflicted on them. If you're going to be good to them, then you have the opportunity to bond with them.
They can open up and share their stories. You can get closer, start relationships with some of them as well.
It can go the other way, so it's perfectly possible that you'll do something and one of your companions will say, no, I'm not going to adventure with you anymore. Or even, this is the point where I think it's necessary to just kill you, and then they will try to do that.
Sometimes it's actually better also to have an argument and challenge your partner about their way of thinking. Because if you just go along with what they want to do, you might end up getting sacrificed in an evil god's sex rite.
Oh
You
my
might end up getting
gosh.
turned into a vampire, or worst of all, you might even end up getting married. So watch out, be yourself, and don't
Not
treat
worst
the
of
romance
all.
like it's just a quest.
Companion characters have the potential to grow and develop in interesting ways. And indeed, the thing that makes them, that often kind of incites that within them or can kind of nudge them along the journey or block them on that journey is you, the player. And it is very much you who is influencing how they develop and who they become.
My party members, they're not just following me blindly because I'm the person who's playing this game. They're following me by choice, and sometimes those choices result in them not fully trusting me. And I think that is such a satisfying experience.
Different quests are going to matter to different members of your party. So if you take a particular combination of companions versus on one playthrough versus a different combination on another playthrough, you're going to find that the party is interested in different quests, and then you're going to find yourself being pulled towards the different areas and different quests that matter to them. And I think in that sense, you're going to get a very different overall experience.
All right, so that was a little bit about romance. So let's talk a little bit about, because there was a lot of work that went into this and making this possible and catering to the broad spectrum of
That's good to
choices.
see, though.
Can you tell me what
I've heard a lot of people were worried it was going to be on par with Divinity Original Sin 2, the romance. Or a lot of people felt it was a bit unfulfilling.
So people say, write what you know. We couldn't, because we went to places that we can't go to in real life. So some of the places you can go to. So in Shadowheart, in early access even, you can start to romance Shadowheart. She'll get tipsy with you, she'll get drunk, she starts to open up to you. That's often how my romances start. If you're Styrian, then your romance might start by biting somebody and sucking their blood, and they may forgive you and they may say a little bit more. That's how your romance starts. With other characters, it's different. So we wanted to give people emotional and physical breadth.
Yeah, okay.
So
we're going to have a little romance moment in the game.
Yeah.
We are having a problem, however, with the game. Apparently, our frame rate is not showing. We're running at 60 FPS over here stream, so I can show you with my mobile phone and I'll post a video. But apparently, it's not coming through. So do we have a solution for that already? Otherwise, we'll just keep on chatting about romance until we have it, because nobody wants romance at 20
frames
FPS.
per second. Yeah, no, it's rough.
We do not want romance at 20 FPS. Well, oh no, I'm not. Let's not go there.
But yeah, so I think what we're looking at is a game in which the romance progresses, and in unexpected ways sometimes as well. Sometimes you get what you expect. It's often sex, and sometimes you get something very, very different. Some of these are very surprising. It's also important to say that the companion characters, most of them don't just have one path through the romance. They have different versions of the romance. They can break off a romance. Some of them will happily share romantic partners and have polyamory. Some of them won't. Some of them have very different endings to their romance depending on what happened to them during the game and how you treated them and what you did with them. So it's incredibly complex. It's not just one per character.
I know I've seen the dialogue trees that were behind it, so there's actually quite a lot of choice and consequence. And so is that all dependent then of like Shadowheart approves, Lysel disapproves?
It's not all dependent on that. Some of it is. So like if people don't approve of you and they don't like you very much, then no matter what you do, it's not going to work out too well. So that matters. The way you behave in the world matters. As Bo said, Bo is one of our designers, writers in the video. It's not do my quest for me and then I will have a romance with you. It's more complex than that. So if they approve of the things that you're doing, they'll start to trust you more and more. And then if you decide to pursue a romance with them, it might work out. And sometimes they'll pursue the romance with you. Sometimes they initiate it.
Okay, all right. Okay, good. I can see people working on the computers, so we're just going to give them a little bit more time so we can actually stream properly again. Crystal, you've worked on a lot of permutations in the game. You specifically have spent the last, 6 months of your life on the ending?
Pretty much, yep.
Something like that, right? So you, in the ending, in the permutations that you're catering for, how is romance accounted for? Is that something that you look at, or?
Yeah, it's something you have to look at, because if you didn't, it would feel really weird, right? If you have this really deep bond with a companion character and you get to this point where you have to make a key decision about how you want your story to end, what they think is going to matter to you. So those moments have to be factored in, and it means that in one of our final dialogues, we have 1,900 lines, and you will see, 30 seconds to 2 minutes of that, and get a sense of what.
So a question I got a lot, we've done a lot of interviews in the last couple of days presenting the game to press and then to creators. the question we got a lot is like, doesn't it bother you that people don't see like 99% of your content?
No, because they'll see their story, the one that they played that was true to the choices that they made all the way through. And if they really enjoyed it, they'll replay it, and then they'll try different things. And I think that'll be great.
All right. Well, yeah, that's very true. So, one last question on this. I think the tech problems are solved. Is that correct? Are our tech? All right. They think so. So we'll find out. I can be good. I can be evil. Can I be evil in romance? Even if well.
Oh, yes.
Adam can.
That's crazy.
But that's going to be very different because I'll have companions that'll leave me when I'm evil.
Well, maybe, yeah. Sometimes you can convince them to stay. You'll be surprised what you can get away with.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's true.
All at the roll of a dice, right?
Sometimes it's the roll of a dice, yeah. Romance sometimes is as well. The things that you can get away with and you can persuade people to do is pretty incredible. You have characters in this game that when you first meet them, you think, well, they're very sweet and nice, and there's no way in hell they'll follow me into the darkness. And if you play your cards right, they will follow you into the darkness, and then they will do terrible things in the darkness.
All right, okay, good. We've got the frame rate problem solved, I hope. So let's jump to the game. Crystal, you're going to give us a small stroll. Where are we? In the lower city?
Yep.
All right, and so we're going to have
Roller
Carla
skate?
is currently your partner. And so you're going to have a little stroll down the streets and go find some of your friends over there, or at least Carla's friends.
Yeah, so we've just entered basically at the beginning of the lower
Was that
city.
level 6?
I see a little small person over there selling newspapers. Let's go check him out.
That's not level 6. That's actually legit level 12.
Does anyone want to buy a gazette?
Not
Not
the
a
best
gazette.
one, but I'll take a...
Thank you.
All right.
I'm hearing
Level are
70
you?
FPS
Level
level.
9, okay. So Karlach has 100 HP at level 9?
We're going to hold on to it. We'll hold on to it, and we'll do it maybe later. We're going to jump to a backup solution, which is going to be romance of a completely different degree than what we planned on showing right now. We can go to tech. Yeah, let's go to tech.
Bending a tear in the weave. I'm gonna take a phone break real quick. I need to make a call.
right, chat. We are close to a backup solution for our streaming problem, for which we apologize. Obviously, not what we wanted. But while we are waiting for the tech guys to sort everything out, we decided we can do a live AMA. So ask us questions and we'll answer your questions until they have figured it out. So that gives you like 5 minutes of exclusive access to us in terms of ask us anything.
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 All right. Now we have to wait for the delay on the stream. And how many voices in total in the game?
Very
I assume that
humans?
there's a
Nah,
question
bro.
about player voices, so there's 8 in total. If it's a question about how much voice lines we have in the game,
That's some language I think I
somebody's going to have
saw.
to watch that chat, and now it's going way too fast. We're going to have...
yes, no, yes, yes.
Divinity
yes, no.
Original Sin 3.
It's I think it's close to 190,000 lines recorded.
No,
now.
it's a lot. Yeah, I
something
mean,
like that.
I have the numbers in my head at some point. We killed our producer, so I don't know anymore.
Nah.
Oh, did OBS or Streamlabs crash? Doesn't look like it.
Once we announced that we had like, what was it, 2.5 times full episodes of Game of Thrones
No, still
in
live.
terms of content combined. Everybody assumed that you're just going to be watching.
Dang,
like
is there
hours
just
and
that
hours of
big
stuff,
of
and
a
that's not true. It's just because there's so much choice and consequence and permutations in the game. It's
What the
very hard
lag
to
on YouTube?
On a stream like this, you'll find out for yourselves when you're going to be playing the game. But there's
That's a whole 2
really
minutes.
a lot of possible stories to be had in Baldur's Gate 3. All right, what else do we have there? I can't see, they're going too fast. I can't read them. So if they don't... All right. Can we, will we? Okay, so...
Does anyone here have a question?
Yeah, all right, go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, get a mic.
Sorry,
All right.
chat. There's too many of you and you're too fast.
I'm sorry in advance because it's a terrible question, but it's a question you will have a lot of things to say about, so maybe it will help for the technical problem. Everything is political, even if gamers don't like that. And so with almost 200 hours of cinematic, you have written a lot of stories. And I was wondering, in the end, when you take a step back
That girl
and
to the
look
left
at
first,
every
like,
story you told in your
she's like
game,
enchanted.
what are the
It is.
principal themes, the morals? What is the story you wanted to tell to people? What is the final message we have to take away from the game?
All right, we can do... You want me to do it?
I can do it, yeah.
Go ahead.
I mean, So,
That's a very interesting question.
First of all, I don't think it's a story we're telling to you. It's a story we're telling with you. That's really how we think of it. There's so many stories in this game. Some of them are incredibly dark. Some of them are incredibly
Can I
light,
just, like-
some of them are funny. Some of them are sad. Thematically,
I changed the scene on this like a good 30 minutes ago.
you're thinking about who you can trust.
It's still showing my
and why the world should trust you.
my
sometimes as
break
well.
scene. No, whatever.
And
I
you
can't fix it.
Be somebody who is incredibly distrustful, and you can go fully down that path. You can be the most noble, virtuous person in the world. We let you do any of those things, but it is a collaborative story. You start playing the game, you're telling a story. We have our stories. You are going to interpret them. You're going to make your own versions of them. Our message, I mean, for me, it's have fun.
I agree, and there's 2 axes of team. This is what Adam just said, trust. That's about the party, gathering your fellows. Will they trust you, won't they trust you? But there's also a vertical axis, which is the one that propels you
Baconia?
forward. Got the monster that is growing inside of me. What am I going to do with that? What am I going to do with the fact that this monster is certainly starting to give me powers? Am I going to embrace them? Am I going to resist them? How far will I go with this? This game is going to go very, very far in offering you powers, and it will be up to you what you do with it. By the time you are in Baldur's Gate at the end of the game, you're going to be exploring the city. You will arrive there as somebody who used to be a wretch destined to become a monster, and now you are the last hope of the city. But you could be the last hope in a bad way or in a good way. You could say, this city is mine for the taking, or this is the city I'm going to save, and I'm ready to sacrifice everything for it. And so...
Maybe not everything.
Those 2 things you will find back in every single thing, going from the origin stories. Each origin story is about, what do I do? Do I resist the evil inside of me, or am I going to embrace it? And it's also about, like, things have happened to me in the past that caused me to distrust people. How am I going to deal with it? Will I trust somebody again? And then the player can obviously be the one that betrays it or goes for it. And like this, you get a lot of storytelling that's coming forth from it. So that's basically the core of BG3 and what we've always relied on as we were developing these hundreds of stories, thousands of stories, really. Yeah. Did that answer it? All right, go ahead. There's more questions in the audience. Go ahead.
Thank you very much for this fantastic panel. Before the questions, I'd just like to give a huge shout out to Twitch chat. We've got you on our phones and we're trying to answer as many questions as we can for you.
What a bro.
My name's Josh. I'm a massive fan of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. I have been since I was a kid. I've played the games my entire life, and the name is legendary.
This man charisma's at a good 20. 5-point modifier, that's crazy.
Why do you think Baldur's Gate 3 is a worthy successor to this title?
Okay.
That's
damn. Reasons. We can just break them down one by one.
Game with the mic, like I'm done. I said what I gotta. I said what I gotta say. Oh my god! Who is this man?
So back in the days, Baldur's Gate 1 embodied everything that Dungeons and Dragons was. It was the first game that really allowed you to play D&D in a video game. It had multiplayer, which was very advanced for its time already. It had a party that you were growing, definitely in Baldur's Gate.
I didn't know the original Baldur's Gate had multiplayer.
A really big innovative step back in the days. We've done the same thing, but with 5th edition. We've taken all of the concepts that were pioneered there to a much further extent. The relationship building that you're going to be doing inside of the game, the party that you're going to gather, that has, you will find out when you're going to play, that has lots and lots more than what was possible back in the days, both in the fact that it's being told to you in a cinematic way, but not in just a linear cinematic way, but actually in a fully dynamic cinematic way that depends and reacts to all of the choices that you've made, all of the decisions that you've been making. And so that is, for me, was one of the core things that we wanted to put in a game that was about gather your party, which is what the catchphrase was of the original Baldur's Gate. The second thing is this game follows the structure of the original game. You start your adventure elsewhere. There's a big, strong call to action, and that takes you to the city. So we are basically following that same journey. You're going to have a strong call to action, which in this case is, I'm about to become a monster, and if I embrace that becoming a monster, I'm going to be a very powerful monster. I was, back in the days, you were a Baal spawn, and that was the same thing. I have this Lord of Murder that is guiding me, so I need to deal with that. What am I going to do with this? You could turn into the Slayer or not, and these were things that you were going to be interacting with. So there is that aspect. Back in the days, Baldur's Gate 1 was
unfortunately
at the peak of what was
I need to go handle something real quick, and I don't know how long this panel from now is gonna go, so I don't really feel comfortable like just keeping the stream up, especially if I was like, oh, we can't fix the tech, we can't fix the tech issues, we're gonna close the stream. Like, all right, it's just live for 30 minutes looking at a blank screen. So I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna still record, but I'm gonna end the stream and make my impressions video and clip notes of the panel from hell when I get back. Hopefully, yeah, hopefully I can get that out soon enough. But
systemics in which you're really, really free. It marries everything that's about exploration.
So sorry, Sven. So thank you guys for watching the stream, watching the VOD, the potential YouTube video that may or may not exist eventually. Probably, I don't know. I can't say all the goodbyes just yet, because that's going to take a long time. But as usual, hope you all have a good one. Stay safe and peace.